Memory should feel like a map, but mine was blank, scraped clean. When I opened my eyes, the first thing I noticed wasn't fear. It was the weight of the dark. Thick, wet, almost alive. Water dripped somewhere above me with the slow patience of something ancient. Identity slipped away like sand through my fingers. No name, no past, only breath. The ground beneath me felt like stone, yet too regular to be natural. The cold was constant, steady, methodical. I was not in nature. I was inside something built to pretend to be nature. I didn't know it yet, but this place was not meant to torture me. It was meant to rewrite me. Day 1. Long, narrow, dark. Air so heavy I could taste the minerals in it. I don't know where I am. I don't know why I'm here. Worst of all, I don't know who I am. My brain fights the thought, like a muscle resisting movement. My fingers found a small notebook under a damp rock, its pages swollen from moisture. A pencil lay beside it, placed deliberately. When I write, my hand remembers something my mind does not. Sometimes I hear screams behind me, or maybe they're only echoes. Maybe they're mine. Every time I sleep, a dish of food appears. When I refused to eat once, something cold and scaled brushed past me in the darkness. A creature too deliberate to be a natural threat. A warning. I cannot stay awake any longer. Thought dissolves. I am losing parts of myself. Day 2. I woke damp with sweat and dirt. Writing feels like breathing now. If I stop, my mind will fray. If this is a cave, then where is the food coming from? Who is watching? This place is constructed, artificial, a cage carved to look like stone. Whoever designed this wanted the illusion of isolation, but not the purity of real solitude. When I woke, there were fresh scratches on my skin. Thin, measured, placed with precision, like notes in the margin. And the screams from yesterday haven't stopped. If anything, they're closer. I am not alone, and whatever is happening isn't chaos. It's procedure. Day 3. I wished to die today, but I didn't. Maybe I can't. The screams stopped altogether, replaced by a silence so thick it felt like pressure. Something has changed, something in the system. When I woke, a needle lay beside my arm. Not a syringe, just the needle, carefully placed. A reminder. We can reach you whenever we want. My mind flickers like a failing light bulb. Words surface that don't belong to me. Phase transition. Cognitive reset. Subject drift. This isn't physical torture. It's erasure. Day 4. The lights turned on. Violent brightness poured down from above, burning my eyes. I had adapted to darkness so completely that light felt unnatural. When my vision recovered, I saw a mirror across the room. A girl stared back. Hollow eyes, bruised skin, long blonde hair matted and oily, nails bitten to the quick. Scratches, bruises, old cuts. She looked like someone dug up from an unmarked grave. Then I realized She was me. This wasn't a cave, it was a facade. Stone arranged deliberately, moisture maintained artificially, every detail designed. A small metal door sat in the corner, the food hatch. Then the man came. White coat, blue mask, silent. He dragged me into a sterile room. White walls, cold metal surfaces, lights designed to eliminate shadows. A laboratory disguised as a cave. What happened there, my mind refuses to hold it. Not bodily harm, but something worse. Intrusion. Violation of identity. A reaching in. When I returned to my room, I opened the notebook again. There was another handwriting on earlier pages. A woman's handwriting. She lived here before me. And from what I could make out, she was my mother. Day 5. I woke with metal on my tongue. Not blood. Something colder. Sterile. There were numbers written on my arm. A date I didn't recognize. Someone touched me while I slept. Then the knocking came. Soft, slow, deliberate, from behind the wall. A whisper followed. Not your mother. My breath left my body in one violent exhale. Day 6. The knocking didn't stop. Every tap echoed like a coded message. When I pressed my ear to the wall, a voice seeped through. They're trying to rewrite you. Rewrite. Edit. Draft. My mother's last sentence in the notebook ended with the same idea. Identity here isn't stolen, it's redrafted. Day 7. The man returned, but he didn't enter. He stood behind the food hatch, watching me through the slit. Still, precise, observing. His posture reminded me of Cold War surveillance officers, clinical, detached. When he closed the hatch, the room dimmed, not because the lights changed, but because something inside the room was absorbing the light. A shadow-like figure clung to the far wall. Humanoid. When I blinked, it vanished. Day 8. I found a second notebook today. Not mine. Not my mother's. Another girl. American handwriting, the dates entries decades ago. She described this same room, the same man, this same process. Her line circled 3 times. They don't want to destroy us. They want to revise us. British architecture, American technology, something ancient blended with something experimental. I felt sick. And then the whisper returned. Closer now. You were never the first. Day 9. The walls changed. Strange patterns glowed faintly on the stone. Runes, formulas, symbols. a blend of British occultism and American psychological experimentation. When I touched them, I saw flashes, mirrors, suits behind glass, girls before me, a mother screaming without sound, a name tag, Archive 17, not prisoner, not patient, archive, a record, a subject, a draft. I am data. Day 10. No food came today. The lights shifted to a sickly amber. The room looked like an old British horror film on scratched celluloid. Then the main door opened. A corridor stretched out, arched stone, dim lanterns, a staircase at the far end. Freedom? Or another layer of the illusion? A voice whispered behind me, soft and maternal. Run while you're still you. I stepped into the corridor. The door slammed behind me. Darkness ahead. Something moving. Something waiting. And nowhere left to go.